Hi friends, this is Carly, and today I am really excited to be doing something a little bit different. For those of you who have followed my YouTube channel so far, and thank you, and who follow my blog, Annoying You with Friendship, you know that I have reviewed and loved Beastars. There are 2 volumes out in the US right now. I did a volume 1 review and then I did a volume 2 follow-up, and I'm absolutely in love with this series. So it's going to be something that I think I continue reviewing and talking about. And today I am really excited to be able to share with you my thoughts on the first episode of the Beastars anime. So I'm just going to dive right in with some thoughts. I don't want to talk too much about the storyline because it adheres pretty closely to the manga. The first episode is essentially the first volume in one really concise package. They did take a couple of liberties with the story, but in this particular instance, it didn't deviate very far from what happened in the book, and I kind of understood it was a little bit of background. So I didn't really have any issues with the things that they added or that they portrayed a little bit differently. What I really want to talk about is what I loved, because they're doing some amazing things with the animation in this series. If you've ever seen the movie Waking Life, or there was another one and I cannot remember what it's called now, but there are 2 movies that I have specifically in mind where actors live action performed the script and the movie, and then animators went back later and animated over them to have realistic motions and facial expressions, but in an animated style. This show feels like that. It feels as if these creatures are real, that they somehow got animals to act this out or human actors to act it out. The combination of animal characteristics and human characteristics and the movements are so natural and fluid and realistic that it's like nothing I've ever seen in anime, at least, and it's so impressive. The ambiance of this show is, I will say, a little bit heavier than I felt it when I was reading, but in combination with the animation style, it creates this entire environment where you really do feel picked up and transported into this world where animals are the primary citizens, and carnivores and herbivores are trying to figure out how to live together. There's something about the way that the soundtrack, which is a very dark, ominous, sort of classical soundtrack, the dialogue, which was written as it was written, and these living movements in these characters all together, that creates this dark, ominous, beautiful, wholly unique world. I just can't express enough how on point it is for the story that's being told. We're looking at a murder mystery, obviously, and then a lot of societal struggles and struggles just between high school students. So there is a dark tone. When I say that it felt that it was when I feel that the anime was a little bit darker than I anticipated, I think that the soundtrack really has a lot to do with what I'm talking about. It's very heavy, it's very bold, rich, and it really sort of consumes some of the scenes, particularly the epic final scene, which, if you have not read the book, I will not talk about what happens there, but for those of you who know, you know. It was just, my heart was racing. I knew what was happening, and still, it took my breath away. This is one of the most stunning anime I have personally seen in I cannot say how long. And as a huge fan of traditional styles of anime, seeing something new done in this way to a book that has had such an impact on me and that I have such high hopes for is really just a pleasure and a treat that I can't express. So I think that that's mainly what I want to talk about what I want to say about this is the style is just, you're doing yourself a favor to check out this series. It's so stunning. The voice acting is absolutely incredible. And there is something about seeing a story that you've read brought to life in such a pure, on point, genuine way that is true to what you felt like you were reading, that is just, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. It's the experience that I look for when I'm reading manga and watching anime, of the full circle experience of living that story. So, not to belabor the point, but this is a beautiful anime that I highly recommend that you watch, just as I've recommended the books. If you haven't picked them up yet, please do. Volume 3 is coming out next month, I believe on the 12th. And there are fan sites that are translating these, but I really kind of like getting them paced out this way, so I have time to sort of sit with the story. And now with the anime being made available, it's just really sort of nice to like drag the magic out, because this is an experience I haven't had in a really long time. So I guess if I were giving it stars, I would give it 6 out of 5 stars. This anime is outstanding to start with. The first episode is so gorgeous and so engaging. And once again, I cannot encourage you enough to pick up these books and read them. I am always open to book club with anyone who wants to do that with me, to share thoughts, ideas, just read together and enjoy them. But also, I'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts in the comments about this series and how you feel about what they did, the tiny differences that they made, if you feel like that matters, the artwork, the soundtrack, the voice acting, everything. Please share your thoughts in the comments, and I will be coming back with more on this because it deserves it. So thank you for watching, guys, and I will be back soon with another review and video. Have a good one. Bye, friends.